69-72 for Brubaker. And he's a to face off.
Oh, vicious body. Ropes, double right hand. Tim Zhu just doing it all.
There are some brutal moments when cocky fighters get destroyed and humbled. These are the ones who think their sheer bravado is enough to win the fight. These are the guys who talk a big game, spout insults like they're on a world tour, and act like their opponents don't stand a chance.
I'll never lose to another white boy. Two-time middleweight champion.
Pace.
They're full of themselves, thinking their ego can knock out their opponent before the first punch is even thrown. But here's the twist. Boxing is about skills, not just big talk. And when these cocky fighters step into the ring, they quickly find out that no amount of trash talking can save them from a lesson in humility.
When I hit you with that left hook,
What else?
yeah, what else? You're gonna see watch. When I hit you with it, you're gonna be like, what? You're on the floor.
What else?
Sleep.
What else?
Good night. I'm gonna beat him, I'm gonna knock him out, and that's it.
There's something to me that you just can't see until you're in there. So he's gonna get that. He's gonna get it. He won't see it for long, but when he does see it, he's like, oh shoot, this is crazy.
Oh, what a shot! He's been able to get in. Another left hook and a right. And now, oh, Garcia forced to take a knee.
Some get knocked down, others get destroyed. But all of them get a dose of reality fast. Let's dive into the world of cocky fighters who got what was coming to them.
Can't wait to cave his head in next Wednesday. HB pencil, I'm going to break it next week.
Wanted to fight the bigger names.
Shut up. Shut up, Michael Zarafa. I'm going to smash you to pieces.
Body. Oh, down goes Isaac Hardman. Down goes Hardman. And he's in.
First up, let's talk about Michael Zarafa and Isaac Hardman in 2022. Hardman was the kind of guy who couldn't resist running his mouth. He insulted Zarafa, taunted him, and made it clear that he thought Zarafa was beneath him. "I'm going to destroy you. No one can beat me," Hardman said. Zarafa, though, stayed cool and collected, not getting distracted by Hardman's antics. And when the bell rang, Zarafa showed Hardman just how much of a mistake he made. Round 2 came, and Zarafa landed the most perfectly timed left hook you could imagine. Hardman hit the canvas like a ton of bricks. The crowd gasped, and Hardman looked like a deer caught in headlights, shaking and scrambling to get back up. But Zarafa wasn't done. He came in with a furious barrage of punches, and guess what?
And it's a stoppage win for Michael Zarafa, who returns with a bang and has won through to his world title shot.
The referee stopped the fight. Hardman had to eat his words and be carried out of the ring, completely humiliated. Zarafa didn't need words to prove himself. His fists did all the talking. Hardman learned the hard way that trash talking won't get you far in the ring.
You won't?
No.
Calm down, Cole.
Final message, George?
Put this chump asleep. We'll see.
You'll knock Frotch out?
I will knock Frotch out. I'll knock him out. He won't hear that final bell.
No one's come
He'll
close to
hope
doing that yet, George.
No, there's people who have come close. It's there. The blueprint has been written in many different ways, and then I'll put him asleep. He's gonna cry. Adam, is he gonna cry? Are you okay?
What's happening right now?
Are you alright? What's happening? Don't go, don't. Eddie's in sitting here. Like what? You lay a hand on me again. This be the end of it.
White if again. White if and again, hold your hand. I'm not doing that, I'm just waiting.
He would hit,
Together. How many times I've got to step back, guys?
Forcing around, a lot of times that means being first and dictating the pace.
He's got out of there quickly.
Clearly.
Again, Groves getting through with that right hand.
Then there's Carl Froch and George Groves, who faced off in 2014 in a rematch that ended in a spectacular display of Froch's experience and Groves's delusional arrogance. Groves, the self-proclaimed king, couldn't help but mock Froch leading up to the fight. "I'm going to strip you of your titles," Groves boldly declared, with no respect for his opponent. Froch? He didn't buy into Groves's bravado. Instead, he simply stayed quiet, focused, and let his fists do the talking.
Trouble and felt that. Froch goes for the body, then swinging in the full impact of them.
Exactly, he's riding with them.
When the bell rang, Froch wasted no time. He hammered Groves with punishing shots, shutting down Groves's ego with every punch. It wasn't just a fight. It was a lesson in humility. By round 8, Froch finished the job with a knockout that sent Groves straight to the canvas. Groves, who had run his mouth for months, was left with nothing but regret. And Froch, well, he just walked away with the victory, looking like the true champion while Groves sat there, humbled and broken. The trash talk was nothing compared to the brutal reality Froch handed him.
Remember, obey commands at all time. Defend yourselves at all time. God bless. Touch gloves.
And a right hand as well.
A bit more. He's getting caught with that. Not over trying. He's just relaxed stance, and all is on the end of some.
And who could forget the showdown between Sam Eggington and Paulie Malignaggi in 2017? Malignaggi, a seasoned veteran, couldn't resist taunting Eggington during the weigh-in, throwing insults left and right. He thought his experience and sharp mouth were enough to get under Eggington's skin. But Eggington didn't care about any of it. Instead of being rattled, Eggington did what he came to do. He fought. Malignaggi spent more time running his mouth than actually focusing on the fight, and that's where he made his mistake. Eggington, on the other hand, landed clean, precise punches, showing Malignaggi exactly who was in control. By round 8, it was clear who was winning. Malignaggi, who had spent so much energy trying to out-talk Eggington, found himself on the mat, flat on his back. It wasn't even close.
And down goes Malignaggi in the 8th. That looked heavy, and he looks furious with himself. He's hurt here. He's not going to make it.
The referee stepped in and stopped the fight, and Malignaggi was forced to eat a big serving of humble pie. His cocky attitude couldn't save him from Eggington's fists. And as for Eggington, he walked away with the win, leaving Malignaggi to wonder what went wrong.
When I'm 100%, I can beat anyone, and Tim's is no different. Yeah, Tim's weaknesses is he's going to find out against Jack Brubaker. Yeah, this is a fight I deserve. And this.
Moving on, let's talk about Tim Tszyu's victory over Jack Brubaker in 2019. Brubaker was full of confidence heading into the fight. He promised to stop Tszyu, claiming he was the better man. "When I'm 100%, I can beat anyone," Brubaker said. "Tszyu's weaknesses are going to be exposed." Well, Brubaker sure got an eye-opener that night. Tszyu didn't care about his opponent's bravado. He stayed focused and delivered punch after punch with precision and power. Brubaker tried to fight back, but Tszyu's onslaught was too much. By round 4, Brubaker's corner had seen enough and threw in the towel to save their fighter from further punishment. Tszyu's dominance was undeniable, and Brubaker, who had spent so much time talking about his superiority, had no choice but to accept the truth. He was outclassed. Tszyu wasn't just the better fighter, he was the more disciplined one, and that's what really mattered in the end.
He is very fast, but it's not track and field, it's boxing, so let's do the fight.
And then there's Adam Azim's demolition of Frank Peton in 2020. Peton, who had been trash-talking Azim during the pre-fight build-up, made a huge mistake by disrespecting Azim. Azim, a rising star, didn't let Peton's arrogance get to him. Instead, he focused on what he had to do: dominate. Azim's speed and energy were on full display as he took control from the very beginning. Peton tried to hang in there, but Azim was just too fast, too strong. In round 5, Azim dropped Peton with a body shot, leaving Peton on the canvas, stunned and reeling. But Peton wasn't done yet. He tried to recover, but Azim wasn't about to let him off the hook. In round 10, Azim launched another relentless attack, sending Peton down again. This time, it was over.
Onto his haunches, and the towel is coming from the corner. Adam Azim is the new.
Peton's cocky attitude couldn't save him from Azim's superior skills. Azim walked away with the European super lightweight title, and Peton was left in the dust, his ego bruised and battered. Let's take a moment to reflect on Charlie Edwards' fight against John Riel Casimero in 2016. Edwards, a young, unbeaten boxer, was confident heading into the fight. He thought he could stop Casimero and take the IBF flyweight title. Casimero, though, wasn't impressed. He knew the real deal. From the first round, Casemiro dominated Edwards, using his experience and power to control the pace. Edwards had a few moments, but Casemiro wasn't having any of it. By the 10th round, Casemiro unloaded a devastating right hand that sent Edwards crashing to the canvas. Edwards tried to recover, but it was clear. He was outclassed. Casemiro finished the job, and Edwards was left to ponder his cocky remarks. Casemiro was the better fighter, and Edwards learned the hard way that humility goes a long way in the ring.
Common man. Special man.
Ali!
And who can forget the legendary Bernard Hopkins comeback fight in 2016? At 51 years old, Hopkins was trying to prove that age didn't matter and that his mental game could outsmart his younger opponent, Joe Smith. Hopkins, the former undisputed middleweight champion, had faced off against many greats, but Smith wasn't intimidated.
I seen that he didn't come back in after being knocked out.
Anymore, and there was no...
You live in upstate New York. Right, he's pretty far out on Long Island.
Smith used his power and speed to wear down Hopkins, landing punches that had Hopkins struggling. In the 8th round, Smith landed a crushing right hand that knocked Hopkins out of the ring. Hopkins, who initially insisted he was pushed, had to face the cold, hard truth. It wasn't a push. It was a knockout. And that knockout spelled the end of his career. Father Time had finally caught up with the legend, and his cocky attitude couldn't save him from the inevitable.
Common man. Special man.
Possible opponent.
Big right hand.
He's out. Oh, God.
He's gonna cry. Adam, is he gonna cry? Are you okay?
What's happening right
Are you
now?
alright?
Digs in deep, sucks it up.
These fighters, once so full of themselves, all faced the same fate, a humbling defeat. Whether it was a knockout, a brutal beatdown, or a fight that ended in a corner throwing in the towel, their cocky attitudes were met with the harsh reality of the ring. The moral of the story? Talk is cheap. In the ring, it's not about how loud you can shout or how big your ego is. It's about who can throw the hardest punches and who can stand the longest. And these fighters learned that lesson the hard way.